Friday. Oh no. Please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all. Today's first announcement comes from our art department. Hello, art students from Mrs. Brown or Mrs. Hill's classes. Please check Infinite Campus for any art assignments you owe and get them handed in. Next week, when you come to school to pick up your artwork, we ask that you be careful getting your art folders from the class folders on the tables. The folders can fill very easily, and we took quite a bit of time sorting everything neatly for retrieval. For Mrs. Hill's classes, you will want to bring a bag for your clay project.
Don't forget your PE clothes and your lock home to bring home with you when you come to school next week. Forgot your locker number and combination? No worries, someone will be outside the lockers to assist you.
Hello, BRMS bookstore employees. Your community service hours are being calculated, and your final hours will be sent to you. Thank you for all your hard work and this year. 6th and 7th graders, we'll see you next year. 8th graders, good luck in high school.
And now, a message from Mrs. Kataya.
Kataya, she will inspire. Do your best every day. Don't let the bullets get in the way. Mrs. Kataya, she's not a liar.
Good morning, Barker Road. Happy Friday. Welcome to another Morning Bark at Home edition. I'm not at home. I'm in my office here at school, which has made me very happy these last few weeks. I've been in, and your teachers have been in this week, helping to prepare for next week, for when you get to come in and clean out your lockers and drop off anything you need to at school. We've been working hard to make sure that you have a really safe and smooth way to come into the building and do the things that you need to do to end this school year, which is coming up quickly, believe it or not. So I will give you a few more details about that and something else special that we're planning for the end of the school year, a little way to celebrate our end of the year. But first and most importantly, I just wanted to be able to acknowledge with all of you how challenging the last week in particular has been, not just in the nation, but right here in Rochester across our community. And usually when we have things that happen across the world or across our nation, we have the opportunity to learn about it together here at school and to talk about things and to have really important conversations. And so we're feeling sad that we don't have that opportunity with you here at school to learn more from each other, to share our feelings, to share our histories, and to share our experiences. But I really feel more than anything that there's so much hope for us for the future. And I feel that hope because I have seen and heard from you in your voices that you've been able to share about what you want for our world and what you want for our school and some of your ideas about how we can make those things happen, and things like our Student Inclusivity Council and our Student Council and Best Buddies and Rock to Change and all of the things that are happening in our community and in our school to help to make us better as individuals and as a community. So when we see some of the images of things that have been happening around the country, from peaceful protests to riots, and as we're trying to make sense of all the events that are occurring, I want you to know that at Barker Road and in our school district, we are deeply committed to continuing the work that we've been doing around diversity and inclusion. And we're deeply committed to learning as adults and to continuing to do better and learn more so that we can grow and be better people and do better each day for each of you. And we're committed to listening to you and to your families and to your experiences, and so that those experiences can help us grow. So I just urge you to continue to use your voice. Use it while you're at home. Use it here as we hopefully transition back to school in the fall, but use it right now. Feel free to reach out to me, to your teachers, if you have ideas or concerns or things that you'd like to talk about. We want to hear you, and we want to hear what you have to say. And we know that we need to do a lot of learning and growing together, and we're committed to continuing to do that. I also want you to know that while this is going on with the pandemic, with all of the tension that's been happening in the community and across the nation, that we want to support you. I know it's hard because we're not together, but know that we want to support you at home. We want to hear how you're doing. If there's anything at all that you or your family needs, please don't hesitate to reach out. Reach out to me, reach out to one of your teachers, to a counselor, and know that we really want to support you, not just academically, but emotionally, as we're all struggling to make sense of all the things that are happening around us. We miss you so much. We can't wait to see you next week. And when you get here, you have all the guidelines. I'll make sure I send those again, just in case you lost that email. But please come on the day that is noted by your last name in that chart on the guidelines. Read through those guidelines carefully, and just know that we will have some people here at school to help make sure that everything runs really smoothly. So you can bring all of those things you need to return, whether it's textbooks or instruments, library books, English books from English class. If there's things that you borrowed from school, if you borrowed a laptop and you don't need it anymore, so if you have another computer at home to access that last week or so of schoolwork, then you can return that laptop to us and we'll have a place that you can return that. If you still need that computer, you can keep it, and we'll have another time that you can come in and return that during the summer. So don't worry if you need to hold on to that computer. And you'll have an opportunity while you're here to clean out your regular locker and your PE locker. But know that we're going to have some really great people here, some friendly faces that you know, to help guide you, to make sure that everybody's safe and following all the safety precautions that we need to, so that you can feel really calm and safe here at school. So if you have questions about that, don't hesitate to reach out and ask me. And then lastly today, I wanted to share with you something that we're really excited about. As our 7th and 8th graders know, at the end of the school year, we like to end the year by having all of your teachers come out, and we have a little music party and wave goodbye to everybody as you leave in your buses. And we want to be able to continue that tradition this year. So we're going to make some changes. You won't be in buses, but we're going to have our own waving goodbye parade on June 16th at 5 p.m. I'm going to send you more information in writing, but save the date, June 16th, 5 p.m. You'll have the opportunity to drive through and give a last farewell to your teachers as we all head into summer. And we really hope that you can make it. I know your teachers are really excited to be here to be able to continue that tradition with all of you. So be on the lookout for more information about that. I hope you're all doing well. Please know that you're in our hearts, and if you need anything at all, that we're here to support you. And I hope that you have a wonderful weekend. We can't wait to see you next week. Bye, everyone.
And now a message from Mrs. Kataya. Thank you, Mrs. Kataya. Here's your self-care tip of the week. Grounding. Grounding is a technique that keeps people thinking of the present. Here's a good strategy that helps with grounding. Name 5 things you can see in the room with you. Name 4 things that you can feel. Chair on my back, feet on the floor. Name 3 things that you can hear right now. Fingers tapping on a keyboard or a TV. Name 2 things that you can smell right now, or 2 things that you like the smell of. Name 1 good thing about yourself. For more information for my mindfulness strategies, visit the district website page.
And now, here is Mrs. Reed and the library staff with this week's episode of Read All About It.
Hey Barker Road! Today's book review is brought to you by River.
Hi, I'm River, and I'll be telling you about Dune, which is written by Frank Herbert and is about the life of Paul Atreides. Paul Atreides lives in the far, far future where computers more powerful than the calculator are prohibited, forcing humanity over generations to genetically engineer themselves to be better than computers in order to advance. Paul is believed to be the Kowitz Haderdash, the result of this genetic engineering, who can reliably predict future events. Not only this, Paul is the son of the Duke Leto, who wants to bring his son to the desert planet Dune, the only source of spice, which upon consumption can allow for interstellar travel. Dune is, at least in my opinion, a great book. It was the first book to get the Nebula Award, which is an award for the best science fiction book that year. That'll be all for now, and I hope you have a great day.
Thanks, River. And now over to Mrs. Miller for last week's trivia results.
Good morning, Barker Road. Can you believe we've had 5 weeks of library trivia? We are so happy to see more and more of you participate each week. Last week's trivia question was, what animated movie character does Mrs. Reed have in the library lab? And the key word in this question is lab. You had a choice of Lorax, Olaf, Buzz Lightyear, and Dory. We had 192 people respond by the deadline. That's the largest number so far. The overwhelming answer was Buzz Lightyear. 56% of you claimed to have seen Buzz hanging out in the lab. And a very distant second place is Lorax. The correct answer is Dory. Congratulations. And as for the rest of you, thank you for participating. Remember what Dory would say, just keep swimming and better luck next week. And now, here is Mrs. Reed with the final library trivia question.
Thanks, Mrs. Miller. Here's our final trivia challenge question for the year. Which biography has been checked out the most from the Barker Road Library? Is it A, Gold from the Well, the inspiring true account of a Haitian refugee? B, I Am Malala, how one girl stood up for education and changed the world? C, Shout, a poetry memoir? Or D, Unbroken, a World War II story of survival, resilience, and redemption? Go to Teams to submit your answer by Wednesday at 10 a.m. Let's see if this week we can get more than 200 of you to respond. Good luck. Bring those library books back when you come into school next week. And have a great weekend.
Things you can't Google winner. The green team's Kyra M. was the first to email the correct answer to Mr. Vigdorm. If you would like to set up a new club, you should visit the main office to start the process. Now, stay tuned for this week's You Can't Google.
Welcome back. The question of the day is, did I make the catch?
Okay, everybody, it looks like Mr. Vigdor getting some good air there. So don't forget to send your guesses to Mr. Vigdor. Did he make the catch? Also, we had a couple of late-breaking announcements, the first of which, another very creative announcement from our yearbook staff. So let's have a look.
Good morning, Barker Road.
Morning, Barker Road. Good morning, Barker Road.
Top of the morning to ya, Barker Road.
Good morning, Barker Road.
There are now only, drumroll please, 30 yearbooks left.
30 left. 30. Gotta go.
We want to sell out this year.
You don't want to miss out on 100 plus pages of exclusive Barker content.
Click the yearbook tab at the bottom of the Barker homepage to order yours today.
Now, 30 may seem like a lot, but like a few weeks ago, there was like 100, and like that's $70 in like 2 weeks.
Orders are now being processed.
It should be shipped next week with an estimated delivery date around June 17th, right after the day school lets out.
And your book should be shipped right to your home address.
That's right, it'll be mailed directly to you.
Cannot wait for you to see this year's book. It's gonna be amazing.
Still order, but act fast.
Stay safe, everyone, and have an outstanding weekend.
Stay safe, everybody, and have a great weekend.
This has been the Yearbook Squad.
Side effects of not buying your book may include forgetting school memories, missing out on 100 plus pages of Barker World exclusive content, boredom, and more.
Yes. So you can avoid that boredom by making sure you get a yearbook. Also, a couple other late-breaking announcements. This one is regarding web leaders. Attention 7th graders. You still have time to turn in your web leader application. We want to have you turn that in soon. I think those are being collected by Mr. Sachatella or Mrs. Ballard. And how about you sixth graders? Sixth graders, are you interested in being a junior web leader next year? If you are, again, email Mrs. Ballard or Mr. Satch to inform them that you are interested in being a junior web leader. Also, regarding student council, we are happy to announce the rest of the student council for next year. We want to congratulate our Barker Road 7th grade representatives. They are Alex A., Evan D., Haley S., Ishan R., Lauren P., Matthew B., and Colin K. A special congratulations to our 7th grade officers for next year, our president, William H., vice presidents, Michael M. and Musa Z., the treasurer, Kevin C., and our secretary is going to be Ryan I. So congratulations to all you guys. And now, without any further ado, I get to say great kids. There they are, and here they are. And by the way, everybody, this has been really fun putting the Morning Bark together for you every week. But next week is probably it is our last Morning Bark. So teachers and students, that'll be your last opportunity. So I don't know, Mr. Victor has probably got to limit how much pizza we got out there. Anyway, the winners for this week's show from 8th grade, Juliana R., nominated by the blue team for her perseverance. For 7th grade, Will L. from the red team, nominated by Mrs. Smith for his perseverance. And for 6th grade winner, our winner is Gio S. He's on the purple team, and he was nominated by Mrs. Roser for responsibility. You know, everybody, before we wrap up the show, I know Mrs. Kataya alluded a little bit, and I want to recognize, and I think we should all recognize that there's a great struggle going on in our country and really throughout the world. In the midst of our current situation with a pandemic going on, people are desperately fighting for justice and really trying to get their voices of equity and equality heard. Sometimes it feels like everything's really just going crazy and it's really chaotic and it's really hard to understand. And you might wonder why? Why do we have to go through times like this? Times that feel so hard. I know for me, I find it reassuring to think that, you know, throughout the course of human history, there have been lots of moments like this one. Moments of feel like everything's being turned upside down. The truth is that these hard times, these struggles that we're going through, they kind of create change. They create the growth that we need because as a species, humans have to change. We must evolve. We have to grow. In the spirit of that idea, I'm going to sing a song to you. And it's a song that's always given me a lot of hope and a lot of comfort. And it's by my songwriting hero, John Lennon. These lyrics tell us that our differences really should not define us, that we are really all one human race. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us, above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. And no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one. All your teachers are thinking of you, Barker Road. I think Barker Road's a really good place to be, but we all got to think about what's going on right now. Pay attention. I want to take just a second to thank Emily E. and Sarah E. They might be related. And Sophia G. for their contributions today to today's show. And they're going to take it home for us and have a little closing.
Thanks for watching, Barker Road.
Thank you for watching Barker Road.
Thanks for watching Barker Road. We hope you are planning an awesome weekend.
Have a great day. Bye. Stay safe.